All right. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to our lovely soul family. Hope everyone is doing fabulous. We thought it'd be fun to again come together, just do some tarot chats and tarot card pulls and see where the energy takes us. So, there's been a few kind of questions, and we thought we would dive a little bit into some specific topics, but who knows where that's going to take us moving forward. But one thing we were going to start with was looking into a while back in the UK, they were funding a bunch of research in order to look at so-called blocking out the sun. I guess more technically, the correct thing would be talking about the solar geoengineering research that they're really participating and pushing. And this, I think, stemmed from the UK. And I know I personally did a reading on this like quite a few months back, but thought we would do a bit of a follow-up to see what's really happening with that. Is there still a big push? I tried to do a mini look online to see if there's any new articles about this, and I think there was one that I seen. Now I lost it. Darn. There was one recent one I seen where there's some new individuals that have been trying to refund this project or something along the lines of that. Again, anyone, please correct me if you guys have been following this experiment that they've been working on more significantly. But that's where we're going to start today, just looking at the energy of where things are moving and headed for the UK and our lovely UK family, specifically with these projects. So, how are you guys doing today, on a side note?
Really, really good. Excited to do this poll. I've been really kind of curious about that because we know that the sun brings in so many codes and so many energies. I don't know if people have been following people talking about solar flares and all that stuff, but there's been a lot of talk around that. So blocking out the sun would not be very good for the plants and Mother Earth and our DNA. So
Yeah.
yeah, excited.
Yes. And it's really one thing I will say is interesting because I personally ended up pulling a few cards before we came on today, and I had of course, you guys might have seen her have make an appearance with the little flying spider monkey kitty. I put her outside because she's all over the place, but she flew over the desk where I had my cards laid out, and it was interesting because on the back of the deck I had my 10 of cups, but it flew off and the devil was exposed. And when we're
Oh,
looking at this, we're like, oh, interesting. So,
um,
what I can share is I'll share with you guys what I have here just because I have them all pulled, and then I'm so curious to see what you guys get. But with the momentum of this, like currently, I do have the chariot. So, when I see the chariot, this is showing me this is momentum. I do think that the research and the studies for this is like, this is intentionally mobilizing it and pushing it forward. But in my present energy, I do have the 5 of cups. So I do think that this is not necessarily like a total shutdown, but I do think that this is there's an internal disappointment that they're not able to reach their progression to the best of what they were hoping. Again, I'm talking about this like devil energy that was coming out. And when I see this, it's almost like the situation is more. This is my big delay card with the Page of Swords. So to me, when we look at the sun and the projects that they're funding, it feels like it's on hold, or they're having to like recoup again, or start from another phase where it's like, okay, this is more of a review, gathering information. And we could even look at this as like younger voices, the younger people too, speaking up and looking at dismantling this. Because when I have my outcome, it's quite interesting. My outcome is the Magician, but it's aspected by actually really beautiful cards. And I even have the Oracle, the Judge. So when I see this, the outcome is the Magician. To me, I think there is a bit of like reframing this, and my 4 of Swords to me shows a big like energy of the community coming together. It's the thresholds, and it's like safe structures and community consent. And my Queen of Cups, I know you guys were just talking about the Queen of Cups and her lovely energy. That's that emotional intelligence. And I do think that when we look at this, the Queen of Cups with the 4 of Wands and the Magician is more of like being guided with not necessarily, it feels like almost a switch in hands as well. I mean, I don't have my 2 of Pentacles, but when we see this could be different people rising with a switch in hands when it comes to resources, right? So I know another big question was the whole oh my goodness, Keir Starmer, and when is he out of there? I know the UK people are waiting for that one, but overall, you guys, I do think that to kind of conclude on this end, I do think that they are still trying to push and fund certain things, but again, I do have balance with the justice or with the judge coming out as the oracle here. What do you guys think about this entire situation?
Well, I think that the UK right now is going through a lot, a lot, a lot. Like if Salish, who was just here, is from the UK. And so we do have boots on the ground, and there is a lot of revolting, a lot of rebellions going on. So it really makes sense with what you had just said, right? The change of power, the change of hands, you know. I feel like that's really coming up for the UK, just tapping into my intuition. So that would definitely put a hold on this blocking out the sun, because that was the old administration was doing that, right? And so I also think I heard something about the youth rising in the UK. Don't quote me on that. I'm not specific about the UK, but the youth is rising within the collective of the world, right? So that hits as well too. So for sure. Did anyone have anything to share before I go?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to make a share with you guys. Thank you for having me too, Brianne. By the way, I really
Yay!
appreciate this.
Love our
Yeah,
brother Jerry. He's
thanks,
fabulous and
guys.
fabulous gardener.
Uh, I get lots of help. Um, so yeah, so right now, I mean, it's looking like there's still some, I'd say, some imbalances going in, and there's a lot of greediness still. A lot of the billionaires, trillionaires that still want to keep the same systems going. We haven't been able to perceive a lot of these chemtrails in the past. A lot of people haven't really taken notice so much. They don't look. Most people are looking down these days. They're not looking above themselves, unfortunately. So, but anyways, so this I really love this card. This card is got some Venetian energy to it, and it's just before it goes into Aries. So this is a very fiery card, which is actually planetarily where we're going to be at. So there's a new energy coming in that's going to help clean up a lot of this. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Volatility, the mess that's being made. So there's new energy coming in, and it's a lot of it is the Venetian energy is what I'm seeing. So I don't see a problem. I see a lot of these systems having to be readjusted, I guess is the best way of saying that, to help benefit humanity.
It's so funny when we have a bunch of people, it's like you don't know if you should say something right about now or if you're going to cut somebody off or if we were going to talk too much and dominate, but like we'll get into the flow. So yeah, you have the Eight of Cups, hey, the walking away.
Yeah, that's going to be the outcome. That's
Yeah,
going to be the outcome. There's not, yeah, we're not going to have these anymore.
awesome.
And I think it's going to happen relatively shortly, actually.
You know what I'm getting? I'm getting an interesting download because when you said Venetian as well, it was interesting because I'm going back to when we actually went to the UK and we went to a crop circle. And one of the crop circles had it was a Venetian energy. And I'm like, oh my goodness. It's kind of connecting the dots. I'm not sure I was able to even watch the full video, but I think Brad talked about something to do with also a crop circle and working with, again, Mother Earth and Gaia and cleaning her up. So that's kind of interesting. Like that feels like it's flowing together.
Yeah, that sounds about right too. I remember Brad having that conversation too. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Good to see you, Barb. Madeline, good to see you.
Hey, you ready?
Yeah, let's go, Madeline.
Okay, past. So it has happened in the past, big time. There's the clouds there, can't see the sun. The present, wake up, people. Look at what's happening. Judgment, the big trumpet, waking up the population. They have to wake up to the fact that it's been happening. Present, it's a tower moment. Oh my God. look what they've been doing to our sun, right? So people need to wake up, and it's a tower moment because it's quite a blow to figure out that they actually control whether we get the sun or not. The situation is being enlightened right now. See the light that the hermit is holding, and overall advice, I see an Eight of Pentacle. So they're working on cleaning it up. It's work in progress. Eight is also very balancing. The center is the moon, and I was trying to figure out what that one would mean. It's right underneath the tower, like the tower is right above it. So it's as if it's as if they're not quite realizing it yet. It's still in their unconscious that this is has been happening. So the population need to wake up. and and the Four of Pentacle is my last card. And to me, again, it's a balancing, like everyone has been talking about. There's a balancing happening. So it looks pretty hopeful.
Are you saying that it's the chemtrails that are already happening or the blocking out of the sun? Are they two different things, you guys? The chemtrails and the blocking out of the sun? I feel like they're two different things. Like the blocking out of the sun is a more intense
I
blocking.
was I was shuffling thinking of the blocking of the sun. I didn't think specifically chem.
Okay. Okay.
So
So you're
whatever
correct.
technology they used, I
Oh,
didn't
wow.
go specific. But
I
it's
wouldn't put
clearing
that
up,
past them.
it's being
Yeah.
enlightened, it's clearing up, and it's going to balance itself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you get that energy, Bree, that it was already happening?
Yeah, I think they have been I feel like there's some form of like urgency that they've been working with from before because I even had that fire ant energy. And I do think they're slightly different. They do kind of come together with like cloud seeding, etc. But I do see that these are two different, I feel like, experiments, so to say. But it's interesting because I like what you were saying too, Madeline, because what I have too is almost like looking at that fear narrative is collapsing. And when it collapses, the centralized control will also lose that coherence, right? And I think that's why there's so much of the Queen of Cups that has been coming out recently for multiple different tarot readings, because that's that intuitive intelligence and emotional mastery too. So I do think that it's like a reckoning timeline. When we look at that judgment, it's a wake up call and a lot of momentum moving forward away from the centralized control.
I would add that because I had pentacles for both sides, in the middle was the unconscious, maybe the fear. I would say we need to ground our emotion because four and eight to me are very grounding, and they are pentacles, and pentacle is a earthy sign to ground.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
love that. And I will just quickly add one thing with that because I have that queen, and underneath the devil is also the moon there, Queen of Pentacles. So grounding with that kind of any kind of fear narratives that are being pushed.
And I think that's what the judgment is saying, right? Like the people aren't actually seeing that these things are actually happening. More and more and more people, if you actually see the videos online about the people in the streets saying no more, there is a lot of people there, right? And so Canada is a little bit behind that. We're still kind of waking up, but there are more and more and more people just kind of coming to awareness of everything that's happening. So the fear narrative for sure is coming down, and the Queen of Cups is saying just ground it all, don't play into the fear, right? And in that it will, all our emotions add to the collective, so that will clear the fog. We were talking about, like Brie was saying, talk to them about the fog.
So just really briefly again, when I tried to go into meditation last night, and it's always those times, you guys, when we're trying to grab information and trying to get those aha moments, they never happen, right? So I passed out and I fell asleep and I didn't get a whole lot, but what I did get before I fell asleep was just like this fog, and I thought, okay, what am I confused about? I thought it was some confusion within myself, and that could be true, but when I zoomed out even further, it's almost like a fog over the collective from what I was seeing. And what was really interesting is I wasn't intending to look into Canada or anything or the whole one world order scenario. when I went into meditation, but when I pulled that tarot reading, it was incredible because the core situation came out as my Seven of Cups, and that's the illusions, that's the fog. And I do think part of that is a little bit by design to confuse a lot of people and to just get those waters that are like muddied up, and then they, kind of disconnect and they don't look for the truth. But on the other aspect of that, that is what's going to, I think, help a lot of people say, okay, maybe I need to stop trying to find the answers from the politics and go within. And I think that's the big aha moment. It's like pushing us to go inwards and not look outwards. So I feel like that fog is going to be a little intense even for the next like even 7 months collectively, with a lot of things that are going to come out. But again, it's part of the journey, and we have so much more power than we realize.
I'd like to actually add to that. That's great. I'm really glad that you brought that up, Brianne, because a lot of the AI too, of course, is going to be used in a way to that's going to be very difficult for people to really discern from reality, right? So I absolutely agree with that. That's been coming in a lot for me too, is to use impeccable discernment, because AI is getting extremely good at doing mimicking, right?
Yes, this is totally going to veer off, so I won't go there, but I heard there is this other AI now. It's like a companion AI, and it
Yes.
is freakish, like it does the and the like clears the throat, like sounds like you're talking to another human being. It's interesting, so maybe we can look into that in the future. But it's a
Yeah.
new AI that's not fully launched. I forget what it's called, but I think the guy's name is like Miles or something. But anyway, it is very interesting. A lot of people think it's fake, but it's actually an AI platform.
Wow.
Well, if I may, B- there, Baraka, she's an astrologer. She has been missing in action for about 3 years. She's very much beloved, especially for her artwork. Channeled the Palladians a lot. Recently, I've seen a YouTube channel come out, and it's appeared to be hers, but it doesn't. Something didn't quite look right, and I did put it up on the big screen, and my partner, she's very much loves Baraka, so I asked her. I said, "Does she look real to you?" She goes, "Yeah, yeah, she looks totally real." And there was something that I was just like, "No, no, there's just
Something's off.
not. There's yeah." And then you actually seen a little thing that said there's some synthetic AI being used or something. So yeah, it's going to be extremely difficult to discern moving forward with that.
Yeah, definitely an interesting, maybe next topic we can dive into. So, wow, thanks for sharing that as well.
That brings it right back to the fog too, right? And it's that going within and trusting yourself. The Queen of Cups that we've always been pulling is trusting your intuition. Jerry got an intuitive hit that that's not true, right? And he's trusting it. And that, I think, is like talking to us about all this like judgment. I got the judgment card. Barb, did you have anything?
Yeah, actually, I got this perspective from the deletes, I'm going to call them because they're being deleted. But very interesting perspective. They've owned the power, and all their plans have come to fruition. So they think that they're just all that in their masculine energy. However, what was unexpected is that people are taking action
Yeah.
and they're growing,
Yeah.
they're having resistance, and that is blossoming because they're using their discernment.
Yeah,
Oh my
right on, right
goodness.
And
on.
then I pulled a couple tarot too. I got the Six of Pentacles, and this is the perspective of the people. The power is going to shift people. They're moving forward with action, and they're using temperance.
Wow.
Those are
That's what I got.
beautiful cards too, Barb. I love those oracles you had. Wow.
Oh, thanks, Bree.
Those are fabulous. Wow.
That truly resonated. Wow.
It was
That's
it
a
was like a perfect
wow.
like storyline that like I love
Yeah.
I love that. I was like
She's
yeah,
really good with her
perfectly.
oracles. Yeah. Like it always comes up with such a storyline, right? And I love the deletes because they're being deleted.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. If you can see how the power is absolutely shifting and the collective is awakening, it is pretty amazing stuff, right? So along the lines of the blocking out the sun, I did ask about blocking out the sun particularly. So this is the agenda of blocking out the sun. It's the Nine of Wands. That's what they want to do is put people in like the struggle, right? That is the reason for this blocking out the sun. But what's going to happen throughout all this is I think just the general public is going to know that blocking out the sun is not a good idea. So it's going to bring in a lot of like people to think for themselves and to stop kind of like taking everything that they're being told for the truth, right? They're going to start using their own minds, their own discernment, their own power of thought, their own intuition to come up with the fact that, like, blocking out the sun, this is the purpose behind the scenes. They're not obviously going to tell you that they're doing this to dumb us down, right? But this is what that card is saying. It's kind of like the hidden agenda of the blocking out the sun. I don't believe that it is going to happen because the sun popped out. So the sun is like saying, no, thank you. And this is their agenda for what they wanted to bring in, right? So they wanted this, but they're going to get this. So bringing in this kind of blocking out the sun, putting it actually out there, maybe it is out there as Madeline had picked up on the energies. It's not going to go forward. It's going to be a very tough thing for them to do. I don't feel like they have the technology to do it effectively, maybe a little bit, but I don't see it happening too long if it's already been happening. Also, the sun is saying the sun is so bright and so magical, like you can't block it out, right? You can mess with it. They've been messing with it forever, but you can't block it out. So then I have the moon. So people are going to use their intuition and we're going to come out with this. These are in the present. No, this is in the near future. So they're going to use this kind of like crazy idea that we're going to block out the sun. What is it that they're bringing it out to do? Is it like a what is that? Climate change thing? Is it a climate change thing? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So people are going to see that as illusionary. And then also like that other guy was saying, "Oh, we have to cut down the trees," after saying for so long that we need trees, right? So it is so blaring in your face that all these things that they are saying just fits what they want to bring out in this particular moment. Like they can like flip-flop 360 180 into something completely different. We need trees. And no, we don't need trees. We need to cut them all down. So that's the illusion that people are going to see, right? And as soon as we see that, as soon as like, which is already happening, like the awakening is happening, we are on the new earth, like that's what's going to be created, right? If you see that card, that would be the Four of Wands. So new structure is being brought up, right? The Wheel of Fortune in the absolute future is what people are talking about, is that the power is going to go to the people. The meek shall inherit the earth. The deletes will go down and be completely deleted because they have shown their cards, right? People are seeing their cards, but this card will also talk to us about a unity, a new unity for the collective on this earth, which is us, right? We will stop fighting. I really truly believe that we will stop fighting once we see all these things that they have been doing to us, putting in all these like thought patterns into the collective. We will see that they are false. We will see the purpose of them and we will come together and stop the ridiculous fighting. This is the new structure, right? And it's coming in. So this guy I was just watching Breeze, Emperor Tarot. Usually, this guy to me meant manipulation, control in a box, right? But through her thing, it was like, wow, it showed me that I do have some work to do around like looking at structure. Because personally, I hate structure. I don't like structure. It makes me like suffocated, right? But then it's like this new structure and the evolution of the tarot is that paternal like protection. I'm gonna cry, that paternal protection, right? Like the structure that's in place is not for dominance and control, it's actually for protection and to help people, right? I don't cry, that's weird. And then this one is the Eight of Cups, and that energy is coming in. That's the energy of the sun. This to me means that the energy of the sun will not be blocked out at all. I can't believe
That was beautiful. I love that.
it.
Wow.
Yeah. Back into beta. Now I'm getting all emotional.
Oh, man.
So, do you guys want to look at anything deeper? I love doing like deep dives with you guys. Uh, Anything more? I think we got it with the chemtrails, hey? Or not the chemtrails, the blocking out the sun.
Yeah, I feel like we all had like consistent energies and cards coming out, which was like it's so nice to see, you know, us come together and get the same stuff. You know what I mean? It's so beautiful.
That always seems to happen with us. And I think that talks about the unity, the Three of Pentacles, the unity that we are connected. Like, I know so many people say that, and it just seems like just a saying, but it is absolutely true. Just like we were talking about the fog, like when you start going inside because everything is so foggy outside, and you start going inside because you've given up on the outside and you're clearing your inside, that will lift the fog for the collective, right? Because we are all interconnected and all unified.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, it's a feel good day.
It is.
What do you got?
So, what are you guys thinking? Do you want it to dive into the chemtrails? I think you wanted to.
Yeah. I had somebody asking about the chemtrails in Canada. So, do you guys mind? It's kind of similar to the blocking out of the sun in the UK. We can look at the chemtrails in Canada. Now, for a little bit of background, the United States has a lot of the states have banned the chemtrails. Like people in Canada still think that the chemtrails are what's it called? A conspiracy theory, right? Like we were going to a fire at a friend's house, like we were having a fire outside and just hanging out. And I look up, this was like a couple months ago. I look up and I was like, oh, look, damn, there's chemtrails, right? And I said it out loud. And it wasn't around anybody else. I'm just getting to know these people. It's not the first foot I'm going to put forward. But my husband says to me, there are no such thing as chemtrails. So Canada is a little bit behind in the seeing of it, but America has put out documentation saying that it is cloud seeding, it is weather manipulation, and some states have actually banned it in their state. And it's interesting because I've also seen videos of chemtrails going across the invisible borderline in Canada very visibly. And once they cross the border, it stops.
Hmm.
Right. So let's pull on chemtrails and see how Canada, have they actually been changed over? Have they actually been changed over by the white hats, the gray hats, whatever is helping us, kind of changed it over without people knowing about it? Is it changed into something that is positive for humanity instead of debilitating for humanity? Let's pull on that. I'm gonna mute and shuffle, guys.
All right, so I guess I can just share. I mean, I have actually really a quick, straightforward energy like pull that came out. Um, I think that it's not something that I see happening. Like my outcome is actually the death card, and this is something that yes, maybe they clinged on to in the past with my Four of Pentacles, but we have the Star, the Justice, and also the Nine of Cups in my situation, and I have really good energy in terms of like I don't see this as actually being I want to say effective, or like I don't feel like there, if there are chemtrails, it's like countered. There's something about it countered, especially with the justice. So I mean, it's really straightforward from what I'm getting. I don't have a whole lot to say other than I don't see them really being effective, and if anything I feel like they're completely non-existent from what I get.
Wow, like I have a lot to say about your cards. It absolutely shows that it has been changed over into something good with the star, and from like the white hats changing it over from being debilitating into being something that is super what's been happening in my intuition. It's like you see the chemtrails, but my intuition says, don't worry, right? It's okay. It's changed over. It's for the positive. So maybe it has been, it's clearing. It's like,
Yes, so
see?
absolutely. Like
Yeah,
the stars coming out in my placement of the chemtrails. So it's almost
yeah,
like if there is certain things happening within the skies, it actually seems very positive and it's
yeah.
healing because we have that justice. So and also I guess what I can say in terms of like, is this just some big conspiracy theory? I don't think so because I also
Uh-huh.
have the Three of Swords with the Four of Pentacles, and it feels like this is something that they did actually do, but I don't get it as being an active program or, secret thing that's happening. It looks like there's been absolutely new perspectives and a change with it, and it's really helping to heal and readjust Mother Earth as well with what I can get.
That totally resonates
Yeah.
with the intuition for sure. And the downloads coming in. Does anybody else have anything on the chemtrails in Canada?
My reading is very similar to Brienne. This is the past, the Nine of Rods. So it was definitely happening, not conspiration, not conspiration. But the present, I get the chariot and death card. It's
Yeah,
coming fast and it's done. It's
yeah.
dead. The present is the Ten of Sword. Like you can't have more dead than that. There's the chemtrail at the top, and there's the 10, meaning it's over. Underneath, the near future outcome is the Empress with the Sun, and right above is the Ace, meaning yes, it's over with.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. It's
Awesome.
been changed over. It's definitely been changed over. So, anybody else? Because I have this thing coming in right now, but you guys go
Sure.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I mean, in the past, we haven't really. A lot of people just weren't accepting what was going on in the past. Though, they're starting to move into it. People are starting to see actually a little bit more. So we are, from a thought process, we are starting to think differently about that. Um, but yeah, here we go again. Got some
Yeah.
more fire energy coming in, and so the root of it is there is a new beginning, there's a new energy coming in, there's a new commander in chief in charge, and it's going to burn away. Here comes the, now forget the queen, we're going with the king of wands. So there's a completely a new authority coming in, and we can look at this as a planetary authority if we like, but there's a new authority coming through, and a lot of the feminine energy is beginning to alchemize a lot of what's really going on. So we're seeing a lot more truth coming out about what that's going on. And so again, here we go, the wands. We're moving in a totally different direction.
Is that the two?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So three. Yeah. They're changed 100%. Barb, do you have anything?
I got it again from a very different perspective. I got it from the people. So the
Ooh.
people have been hungering for sovereignty, and they're finally releasing their belief systems using their discernment. They're putting up boundaries.
Yeah.
They're accepting abundance and
Only.
nourishment, which is from the land, of course, which is what the spraying's been spraying. Um, they're assessing their position on things. They're stopping to focus on darkness. They're having patience.
Mhm.
They're accepting things changing, and they're balancing. And I did pull 3 tarot cards. I got, this is funny. I've got the 10 of Wands. So they're putting down the burdens, they're mustering up their strength, and we're heading into the Emperor.
Wow. Yeah.
Awesome card.
Interesting cards today.
Love it.
Very strange.
I love that. Everything is just a clown show. That's what's coming up, right?
Yeah.
It's just there to show people, and that's what we always got with the fire horse. It's all these revelations to come up to show people what's been happening, but behind the scenes, it's already been done. And we've already in this new place. And I intuitively know that we are in the new earth, the new timeline already, right? It's just bringing the rest of the people with us, like all these things. Because, like, they're still in the sky. Some people don't even believe that they're there. But what the cards are telling us right now is that it's been changed over and it's beneficial for Mother Earth instead of harmful to her. So what does that tell you guys, right?
Yeah.
It's all a
It
big show.
was interesting. I kind of looked at the end of my deck, like at the bottom, and
Mhm.
people are starting to accept pleasure and new beginnings,
Yeah,
and they're letting go of the extremes.
I
So
can
that
feel
was
that.
at the end of the deck.
I love that too because I was just looking at a few cards and I have that Ace of Cups. They're looking
Ah,
to accept new beginnings, and this is coming together to build a new structure, new collaborations. This is the community led, right? So that's really interesting. I love it.
me too.
And the fact that the emperor kind of came out a couple times now is that new structure, right? Coming in place, and the new structure that is like
Mhm.
um, allowing us to be in that abundance and that creation and like protecting that creation. So it's the collective creating this new vibration,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well,
go ahead.
I almost felt like with the two kings, the king of Pentacles, which is the current regime, is what I think it kind of represents, and then the King of Wands. So I think it's like new rulership, but I'm also thinking that it's like maybe it's because I know it's planetary as well, but maybe it's like the Enki and Enlil um, is changing rulership as well. So I'm thinking there might be something to do with that. I'm gonna have to look into that a little further.
Well, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always so much to pull on. Well, I don't know if I need to read my cards because, like, you guys had pretty much consistent things going on, but I will just, I don't know.
Do it anyway.
You want me to do it anyways? All
Sure.
right. So, this is a karmic kind of process, exactly what the intuition and the downloads were saying. It's the Eight of Pentacles. Eight is like a lot of different things, right? But right now, it's talking to me about karma. So it's talking to me about the collective karma, not personal karma, the collective lessons, a destined lesson, right? I feel like the destined lesson is that we've been led around by our little noses, this way and that way with a little carrot, and we're gonna stop doing that because our we've allowed people to blindfold us and to gag us, right? So that would be the lesson of the past, which is why the chemtrails have changed, but it's still being shown because some people are still bound and gagged. Um, but in the present, oh my God, I love these cards. Like I love tarot. It just always just hits, right? So it's a victory. I've said it before, we are in a place of power. We're already in the new earth. We are already victorious, and we are just coming into this, the remembrance, right? It's just that the collective needs to remember that. It's not a learning it, it's more of a remembering it. It's more of a delayering yourself, which is why we always talk so much about like inner work. That inner work will pull off the layers of the slavery, the lack, the being busy, being so distracted, right? Not being able to tap into your center, your divine right, your divine power. So we're already there collectively on the earth. Like all the things are there for us to do that, right? Um, and as soon as we do that, we're going to notice that there's going to be a lot of justice, a lot of, and did I get the judgment? No, I didn't. But there's going to be a lot of justice. So we're going to see a lot of the revelations within the fire horse year that's going to bring people into justice. And it also came up yesterday in the reading that a lot of people that have been hurt and harmed are going to also receive justice as well and reparation, right? And that in itself is going to wake people up and change people into, like, that's the cold hard truth, the slap of the cold hard truth, right? So that's coming up in the near future. And I believe that this is all, even though we've already won, we're going to see that the old way is done, 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 stabbed in the back, stabbed, done, stuck in the ground, done. But then it's interesting that the Five of Swords is coming up for the future. So what we've been calling like all the revelations and stuff, we're still going to be in the chaos a little bit, right? But also just remember that whoever's watching this, the chaos is necessary for the expansion and to bring people with us, these people, right? And the future is bright with the Magician and the Empress. But the Empress is like, it's not going to show itself until the collective is absolutely ready for it to be shown. So we've already won. The chemtrails are already done. It's not going to be shown until everything is in place for it to be shown so that we can get the most benefits from it. But keep manifesting because that's how it came about.
Yay.
Great
That was
job,
lovely.
Marcia. Love it.
So,
Definitely glad you read your cards.
aw, thank you, babe.
Oh my goodness. That was lovely. Where are you guys wanting to like head from here? Is there anything else that we didn't touch on with the whole chemtrails and blocking out the sun? I think we pretty much deciphered a lot of the energies that have really been happening and the momentum of it. It seems really beautiful.
Yeah. Do you want to see about the big message is that everything that, and we've heard it before, everything that's playing out is a show, but it's coming out to the forefront so much with these chemtrails, with these like blocking out the sun. I feel like they are agendas put in place, things put in place for the collective to see, and that we have actually, it's already been done. We're good. Everything's good. Do you want to pull cards on that and see if what you guys get with that and see if you get confirmation of that? Because it's coming in really, really strong in a download for me right now. I just wanted the cards to confirm it.
Are you thinking like in general, just with all these agendas that have been coming out, like is it just more of the theater that is being
Yeah.
exposed for the collective to like see what is actually happening behind the surface? Okay.
What just popped out for me is the Four of Cups. So that to me is a yes. It's to show people to stop like getting distracted with all the things of this 3D world, right?
Mhm.
So that just popped out. I don't know. I still like getting confirmation of the downloads, and I like to use tarot to do it. And right now I have 4 amazing tarot readers to give me that confirmation that I just love getting.
I get the Page of Cup, and it looks as if we need to look at what's happening. Open up your eyes and see it. That's what the message seems to be.
Yes. So that's a confirmation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I pulled a couple different cards, but I have the lovers coming out. And I feel like this is where people are waking up. They're standing up and they're really looking at like this restriction. Like it does show like for so long, for centuries, there's been so much control and restrictions, even if people have been blindfolded. The eight of swords here, the girl is tied up, she's blinded, she can't see anything. And a lot of this is in also relations to, like, again, our sovereignty. It's like that tower moment over our sovereignty. And I do think it's a good idea also in the state to, like, look at, start doing even some research or educate ourselves when it comes to more decentralized systems, because I do think the theater is going to continue for a little bit here, especially with this. This is battles, this is wars, this is conflict as my outcome. And
What is that? The Five of Swords? Did you get the
Five
Five
of
of Swords?
Wands.
Five of
Five of Wands
Wands.
in my outcome, and it's aspected by a big tower moment. But that tower moment ultimately will lead to, again, I feel like our sovereignty, like taking back our sovereignty, like letting these controlled systems go. Because the Lovers is also my big card of, like, the institutions, the governments, right? And, their plan to, again, keep us trapped, keep us controlled, right? For the elite few with their power. So it feels like all this is, yes, it's playing out, but I feel like there can be so many people that still get sucked into it. So just being, again, that's why, I mean, it feels like, honestly, we're such broken records because we keep saying and getting the same thing again and again, but that's the message that keeps coming out. So I guess
Cards.
we will
Yeah.
continue to share it with everyone, but again, going within, and I think on a very practical level, even looking at certain things to educate yourself when it comes to more decentralized systems. Maybe that's even social media platforms, or getting together with groups when it comes to food, growing herbs, agriculture. I know Jerry is a phenomenal at that. So that's kind of what I get. I guess in the grand scheme of things, like, is this really just playing out for people to see? Yes, but it still feels like this experience is very real.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is going to shake up a lot of individuals, and I unfortunately think some are going to get sucked down and pulled into the drama and the chaos. So discernment, tune into your heart, you guys. Right? It's a
Awesome.
choice point.
We're still at that choice point. Barb, what you get?
I have quite a bit of cards again. I got that people are going to be shown this so that they can still build some resilience. And it's from looking at their fears and the darkness. But they need to learn to trust and go into the void. So look within and then focus on self-reflection and realize that they're protected and that they need just to be grateful.
Wow. Totally resonates. Yeah. So we're still, you know what? And you can look at it like there's always a silver lining. So even though we're still in the middle of it, obviously we're coming up to a fire horse that hasn't even fucking started yet. Excuse me. I was watching a video of me yesterday and I was swearing up a storm and I was like, I can't swear anymore. And it's just so difficult. so anyways, yeah, so we're in the middle of it, but you know what? Like, we have moved into the middle of it from not even being in this path. So that's really positive, you know? Yeah,
Right.
thanks guys for the confirmation. Love you guys. I'm not going to read. I got the download, so I'm taking a step out of the reading. So you guys are reading for my download, so thank you.
Madeline, do you have anything to say?
Yeah.
Well, I had pulled the Page of Cup, and to me that meant that, it was all for show now. It was control, and it was over. The big drama is kind of being left to unroll so that we can become more discerning about what's happening and learn as a learning experience for the population. And then the Four of sword here, I kind of see that people here need to be, talking and comparing notes and realizing what's happening, because it does keep happening a little bit, but it's for them to kind of realize what's happening.
Yeah.
I'd love that. And I'd just quickly piggyback off of what you said too, Madeline, too, because when I look at this Five of Wands that I'm getting here, I think when we look at being blinded here, it's like not being able, when we can't see the unseen patterns, mean that things will continue to operate as is. But once we see the patterns, it loses its power. We can become aware of it. So yes, it creates that tower moment, like holy crap, for many people that didn't see the patterns. But I mean, that void, also some of the cards that you were getting, Barb, with the void, it's like the darkness, you guys, is not evil. And so many people are scared to go into that darkness, but it's really that unintegrated information. And when you shine that light on it, it's illuminated, right? And then you can examine it and look at it and be curious, and it's not that resistance anymore. So I love what you guys got. That's beautiful. Jerry, did you have anything with your cards over there?
Well, I'm so glad that you said all that because that goes really well with my tarot read. it's, yeah. So right now, obviously, people are getting hammered every which way, and so they're really feeling the energies coming in right now. In the past, I know this is also a very positive card, but combined here with my reading is there's always been a bit of a mob mentality with people. They, if you don't believe what I believe, you don't think the way So it's very dangerous actually to be around people that are unawakened because they do tend to want to literally hang the messengers. In the past they've done that to many prophets, right? Isn't Bob Marley used to sing about that? They killing all our prophets. And so it's really showing people what they're aligning with, right? So they're starting to, and it's getting very difficult to not see where they're out of balance and where we've enslaved ourselves. So they're basically showing us all of that. In the past, again, this has all been just people have been gone along with fake rulers, fake leaders in the past. The beautiful thing is, all of this is just showing us is that we have the power, that we can come together and that we can make those changes. And so it's going to really show us it's going to show us our soul is what it's going to do. It's going to help us not be afraid to jump into the unknown anymore. And if you want to also use the Who song, "We Won't Get Fooled Again." So it's starting to, it's a multi-purpose card right there.
That's lovely. I love that.
You guys want to end with a little bit of advice for like the individuals in the collective on how to navigate these times, just to try to just help out a little bit? Because it is a lot of fire right now. Right now, I was pulling for advice and I'm getting like these cards. I'm like, oh, that's not what I wanted. So we have the Knight of Wands, which is saying, yes, we are in a path of like fire and passion and a whole bunch of energy. That's making us feel like really tired, really heartbroken, because like when you start seeing things for what they are, you go through that stage, right? You go through that stage of like, what the fuck, what the hell, right? So then we also have the Five of Wands, which is talking to me about where we're at right now. But then, oh, thank you, Spirit. We also have the Queen of Pentacles, right? Which is again telling me that this is necessary for us to get past that into this stage. We're in the middle. We're not past the conflict part yet, right? But like hang tight because it is coming. We are already there. It's just we have to catch up a little bit, you know? So hope you guys got more of like supportive like advice cards.
Got a lot of wands there too, eh?
Yeah.
I've
Five
been
of
getting nothing
Cups.
but wand. Yeah.
And then the fighting one. I was like, oh my goodness.
Well, it's interesting because I got all wands. I got Eight of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the Ten of Wands as well. But I think it
No
kind of
way.
like when we look at that Eight of Wands is again fast moving energy. It is fire. We got fire, fire, fire. And I think a lot of this too is like so many individuals carry burdens that are not theirs to carry as well. I mean, we think when we look at the politics and all these things that are happening outside of ourselves, we carry that weight. So I feel like this Queen of Wands just talks about a lot about our bold empowerment and being able to tune inwards. But I think a lot of this too is again relating back to the whole the illumination of the darkness as well, and being able to see those patterns, because when we look at avoiding them, that avoidance creates also a distortion. And I feel like that's why there's such a distortion too. It's like so many people are like told to, not look there or just trust us, right? It's this, what happens is we start to fill in these gaps with fear narratives. So when we look at illumination, it comes from, again, seeing clearly and not trying to like avoid the distortions or create the distortions with the avoidance, if that makes sense. So overall, it looks like spicy energy. I keep getting that for this year. And I mean, we have not even entered into the fire horse yet. So I would say, biggest advice with the Queen of Wands is lead with your calm authority and your intuitive fire, instead of like any outside aggression or trying to like fix or carry burdens that are not yours to carry.
Beautifully said, Brianne. Beautifully said. I'll let one of the ladies go first, but I'll finish up with one of my herbal oracle cards if you guys like. I could do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anybody who wants to go next?
oh, okay. Thanks.
Got this card here, the Page of Pentacle. I only asked for one card. And to me, that's talking to me about be grounded and be thankful for what you have, and know that all is well.
Yes.
Stay present
Yes.
in the present moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if the whole world seems so chaotic and so fiery, as the energy of the cards are giving us, a lot of wands, a lot of fire, a lot of conflict, you can still have that bubble around you. That's how I live. And that's what keeps my sanity. And also, it's like a lot of humor, right? I don't know where I'd be without this crew, honestly, because we can get together in the mornings and laugh about things. And if I'm like upset about something, they always pull me back. So one thing is that anyone come join us. It's a public, it's free. We support each other so much going through these times, right? Because these times are crazy. But after our little mornings, I feel like these times are exciting. So that was all about perspective, right?
Yeah.
Stay focused on your manifestation, what you want to manifest in your world.
Yes, good one, Madeline. And I'm sorry, did Barb go?
No, not yet. I was waiting for Madeline. Anyway, I ended up getting 3 of the same cards come out. I still got we're protected, and we're protected from the darkness. But also, I'm getting like with this one that you're protected when you go into the darkness and start healing yourself and turn this darkness into gratitude. Be grateful for it because it's showing you something. And that's why you're going to be protected if you do your inner work.
Mm.
And then I pulled 3 tarot and I got the 5 of cups. And I love this. The dragon's looking at his broken things and everything that's coming apart and spilt milk, so to speak. But he hasn't looked behind him, of course, to see the blessings that are coming and the new things that might be on the horizon. And it's a choice point whether you want to be in the calm waters or the stormy waters. And I love the outcome. If you follow that path, you get the sun.
Beautiful.
Messages from Mother Earth to end, as is our tradition. Jerry, I know you pulled one.
Yeah. Did you guys want me to go now?
Yes, please.
Alrighty then. So I pulled the Sage card. Probably not a lot to see there, but it's actually quite a beautiful plant. And of course, there's nature spirits that are always working with us through the plants and such too. So I do recommend to anybody here that's watching this to make sure that you start to look at companion plants for yourselves. And sage is actually a plant that I'm going to be seeding up fairly soon too. So it's very fitting that it came up now. It's one of the earliest ones to start to seed up. So I'm just going to read this to you. So the guidance of sage is like the moon card in the tarot. It is the great portal to the river of life. The silver light of sage grants us the power of insight while we navigate the darkest hours. The lunar powers of sage remind us to look inward to receive visionary insights from spirit and not to get overly consumed by the emotional interplay. Allow it to pass like the clouds. Draw upon the inner reserves of your psyche to navigate the darkness and become keenly aware of what is causing inner disturbances, fear, and unhappiness. The initiation that I'd say we're all going through, though unfamiliar, is a great blessing. Feel yourself cease and reassemble as you break the illusions to unearth hidden truths. Surrender, don't stand in your own way. Allow the silvery white light of sage to shatter illusions as you undergo a great awakening.
Wow, that's amazing.
Beautiful.
That's what we've always
I'm
been
just
saying.
getting this energy going right up and down now.
Because it resonates with the message of the inner work, right? And that is always the solution, is really honestly, once you get that inside calm and clear and cohesive and balanced, nothing affects you. Like nothing does, right? It's amazing. Come back to presence, come back to your breath, breathe in and out intentionally. Get away from the distractions, even though the world seems like fiery and all that stuff, you can still have your feet firmly planted on the ground. 100%.
I love that. That was beautiful. I pulled a couple oracles as well. I had actually some new oracles that I was gifted from an amazing friend here, and these two that came out were celebration and I have miracles as well. And I love that because underneath it's also abundance. But two other oracles, I think these ones are fabulous. I forget what they're called, but they're gorgeous. And I actually have Lemuria, and I know you guys are going to love this. So this says we're creating heaven on earth. It's happening. And for you guys, it's like this is the keepers of the earth, which is you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you with these beautiful cards. So I do think when we look at Mother Earth and the energy, it's like a recalibration and creating heaven on earth. It says it's happening. Here we are, creating miracles and celebrations. So it's beautiful. So you guys don't anchor your consciousness in all these fear narratives. Like really collapse those and tune into your heart and create your beautiful reality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that. And Lemuria.
I know, right? We've talked so much about Lemuria and those ancient energies and codes coming back online with our meditations. Oh, what was that? Did you see that?
No.
You're a fairy.
That was so interesting. It like did a weird spiral.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. I'll have to take a look on the recording, but wow, that was beautiful. Did you guys have any final messages or cards that came out for Mother Earth?
I ended up getting the Cedar of Lebanon, which is strength.
Yeah.
And I'll read the short little blurb. It says, trust your instincts and let your consciousness guide you toward making the right decisions, especially if you are currently facing difficult challenge. Know that you are steadfast and grounded as the biggest tree in the forest. So that's what I got.
Lindsay, do you want to go or do you want me to go first?
I got the world message from Mother Earth, the world. I see the circle with the manifestation. Stay focused on your manifestation. There's the protection here from the outside, but there's also the wisdom and the strength and being grounded with the bull. So those are all kind of key things to do right now.
I love that. Okay, so I pulled two from my Mother Earth deck, and they actually fit really well. So this is no I stopped petting her. This is no, you're not the goldfish. We may have been the goldfish stuck in the goldfish bowl, swimming round and round and round, thinking that was our world. But manifest yourself, transform, alchemize yourself, and know that you are the shark, right? Stand in your power. But something that was also coming through with the shark was that it's like it can move without moving, right? And I feel like that's the energy right now. It's like we're moving, but we don't realize how fast we're moving and how far we're going and how much in the solution that we are. We may still seem that we're standing still because sharks just stand still when they can just stop moving, right? But they're not stopped moving. So even if it seems really stagnant right now, it's not, it's an illusion. We're going so far forward, even though we don't seem to be going so far forward. So yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
it's amazing.
That is beautiful. That was lovely, you guys. I had so much fun chatting and doing tarot pulls with you guys. And I mean, when we look at this energies and for everyone tuning in, I mean, I think the earth is really asking us to stay present in our body, but also connect to nature, connect to the animals, the land, the breath, right? And with that combination, I feel like it's more not so much about fixing earth, it's trying to stay into a relationship and move with the lands and the earth. So that was beautiful. I had so much fun with you guys.
I love you guys so much. Thank you all for coming.
Yes.
Thank you. And I love doing tarot with you. 100%. Like, come more often. I know you're so busy. What's up in your life right now? We were talking about what's it called? Enemy years last year. And so I was telling everybody on our channel that if they're interested in finding out, as which is very important in the shooting needles, I think you were calling them shooting stars or something. Like you have to find out.
Yeah, that sounds, I mean, we can absolutely revisit and do maybe a fun video and dive into some Chinese astrology if you guys are interested in it. It goes kind of deep, so we'll have to try to like pinpoint what you guys want to dive into, but I have a huge love and passion for it. I just found it to be so deep and accurate the more you dive in and like really like, well, wow, like this is making sense. So I love it. I have a huge passion for it, but
I was actually telling people that if they are very interested in Chinese astrology, to come find you on your channel to, because you do readings, right?
yeah, I do reports. I do the Chinese Bazi reports, and I mean they take a lot of time and effort, but I have a great love for doing them, and it's nice to like tune into your blueprints to see where things are at. What do you need to adjust? What momentums are coming up again. Nothing's ever set in stone, you guys. So when we're looking at tarot and astrology, just because you have this one thing coming up in your guys' life or your chart doesn't mean you guys are hopeless. So please know that you guys are also creating your realities, and it just gives you a bit of an idea of your blueprint and how you can move forward and navigate this incarnation. So that was beautiful. We love you guys. We wanted to thank you all for joining us, and until next time, bye for now, lovely souls.